Now then, mentioning our Grati-Tuesday, we are very pleased to welcome a couple of guests in the studio. We have got the Reverend Sophie and the Father Neil. Good morning to you both.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, it's lovely to have you here.
It's lovely to be here.
It's wonderful. We're very excited about it.
Right,
So
well,
high
you are
techy
here.
techy.
Oh, it is indeed. You're here to talk Grati-Tuesday, and we've had a few messages in this morning. We have got some very grateful people right here in Pembrokeshire. Denise Dargan, a very good morning to you. She says, I'm very grateful to have my work colleagues at Withybush Hospital helping everyone on the wards and outpatients and taking care everyone. So take care, everyone. So that's from Denise Dargan. A very good morning to you. Also, a couple of messages coming in here. We've got Edward Lewis, and he is very grateful for lots of people helping him to do things, and he's never had that help before. So a big thank you to everybody that's helping Edward Lewis, and he's extremely grateful on this Grati-Tuesday. And before we go over to yourselves, I've just got one more message which has come in this morning. Diane Mick, she is extremely grateful for her husband Mick, who has been helping her look after her actually after her operation last week. Apparently there's been plenty of cups of tea and just warm hugs and looking after. So that's great on this Grati-Tuesday. Love that very, very much.
Yes. Now, Grati-Tuesday isn't something new here on The Breakfast Show. We've been doing it since we joined forces, Gina, but we have put a bit of a new spin on it, or we're going to enhance it with the wonderful Reverend Sophie and Father Neil. So introduce yourselves. Who are you? And of course, you're no strangers to Pure West Radio.
We're not. No. So I'm Reverend Sophie. I look after Wiston, Wharton, East and Haddon churches, and I'm part of the Haverfordwest local ministry area, which is the Daugleddau local ministry area. And Father Neil and I, on a Sunday morning, every Sunday morning, present to you guys Alive and Kicking, which is a little hour of craziness with me and Father Neil.
Tune in 8 o'clock every Sunday morning online via the app or via your favorite smart speaker for an hour of, what can we say, controlled chaos?
Holy controlled chaos.
Holy controlled chaos.
Yes.
I like that.
A little bit of talk, a little bit of music. We even throw in a little prayer every now and then. But yeah, it's our opportunity to talk to you guys and to listen to you guys as well. And we are grateful on this Grati-Tuesday to be here in the studio, surrounded by this marvelous equipment and this high-tech sound baffling system, because the home studio that we operate out of consists of Sophie's study with all the pillows pulled off her bed, pushed up against the wall.
It's where all the great stuff. And of course, Father Neil, you're our neighbour.
Yeah, I work just over the road, literally 25, 30 foot from the studio. I'm the vicar of St. Mary's on the High Street and St. Martin's by the castle here in Haverfordwest. So, I get to wave to you on a regular basis, and occasionally, if this studio wasn't quite so well concealed, then you would be able to hear the bells of the church ringing.
We do as soon as we're upstairs, though, and it's lovely. Talking of someone else that's local to the area, Thomas Tudor says, good morning, everyone. Thanks for all your hard work. Well, thank you, Thomas, as well, for getting in touch here this morning. And Grati-Tuesday, as I said, it's not anything new. You just heard some examples of what people share with us every Tuesday morning. And that's kind of a factor of what you guys do on a Sunday morning to an extent.
It is, absolutely. So we just spend our time worshipping God and giving thanks for all of those things that we are given in our lives. Our families, our friends, and new colleagues and old colleagues, and all of those things that keep us going through the daily life.
And so much of the messages that you get are people being thankful for the support that they've received and for the help that they've received. And that's the good thing about communities, whether they're faith communities or whether you're in a club or whether you're in an organization or just got some great friends and neighbors around you. It's all about community and how we come together and support, nurture and help each other.
Yeah. And we're very good at that here in Pembrokeshire. It's week in, week out, we hear these fantastic stories, and it's heartwarming, isn't it?
It is really heartwarming, actually, and it's something that I've recognised. So, having come from outside of Pembrokeshire and moved into Pembrokeshire, it's one thing that I've felt strongly since being here, how people really are quite, very community based and very much about supporting one another and loving one another through some of the difficult times and through the joyous times as well. So,
and I think the way that the county, I mean, I know the entire country, the entire world did, but the way the county rose to the challenge that the pandemic set before us really highlighted the love and care that people have for each other here in Pembrokeshire.
Yeah, and we mentioned earlier actually that it was a year ago that masks indoors was no longer mandatory, and this time has passed, and Grati-Tuesday has been a long-standing thing. Alive and Kicking is over a year old on a Sunday morning, which is amazing. And if you do want to listen back, the last couple of shows are always on purewestradio.com on the catch-up. And you just mentioned that long-standing, and you're not just here for this Tuesday, are you? That we're going to be hearing from you Tuesdays forevermore.
Forevermore.
We've got you now.
What have we let ourselves in for?
So tell us a bit about why you're here and what we can expect going forward.
So I think Grati-Tuesday, as we've already said, is something to be where we can give thanks for all those things that are wonderful in our lives. And I think Father Neil and I would like to be able to bring something that's going on in our lives and reflect what's happening in Pembrokeshire, what's happening particularly in Haverfordwest, and bring that to you on a Tuesday morning. But more especially, we want to be able to give back to the people that are listening to us. So I think that's what we're here to do. We're going to bring you a sort of a pause for thought, a reflection, some sort of just something to be grateful for every week on Tuesday mornings.
And it'll be round about this time every week, just after 9 o'clock. We're going to hear from either one of you or both of you to give something to think about and to reflect upon for the week ahead.
And you'll never know until one of us walks through the door who you're going to
be.
It'll be a surprise every week.
Yeah, and it'll just be a short little moment. And I know that both of you are very busy. You've come in here prior to going out and about to what you need to do. But I understand. Have you prepared something for this morning?
Well, yeah, because we're quite grateful at the moment. It's Lent for us at the moment, and so it's quite a solemn time. Sophie has given up biscuits and crisps and sweets and gin and tonic and brandy and whiskey and watching soaps on the telly and social media and walking past people on the road and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm practically
everything
perfect every way. So,
to those who are listening on a smart speaker and not on we're live on social media at the moment. Sophie, your face. You don't believe a word of what Father Neil's saying.
I have given up meat for Lent.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes, yeah. Although I'm failing epically on a number of levels because I forgot yesterday I'd given up meat for Lent and had
We're only 5 days into the 40 days of Lent.
I was so focused on the person that I was with, I completely forgot that I was supposed to be giving up.
Oh, I love that. How far into the burger, though, were you? Were you nearly finished, or was it the first bite?
No, I really only just realised in the last 30 seconds that that's what I did.
Oh.
Did you finish it, though? I've nearly finished it. One must not waste.
The thing is, you are allowed to have these little cheat days.
Yes, but I'd had my cheat day on Sunday.
We have a cheat day tomorrow, actually, and that's what we're grateful for. We have a cheat day tomorrow because you're supposed to keep your Lenten fast, you're supposed to give up things and that sort of stuff. But every so often, one of these special days comes up, and tomorrow it's a special day for all of us because tomorrow is St. David's Day. And we are so grateful for St. David. We're grateful on St. David's Day that the people of Wales come together and eat Welsh cakes and cawl and leeks and Welsh rarebit, and that they walk around wearing the fabulous costumes and they have all of the daffodils, and it's a real celebration of Wales. But Sophie and I, being in the church, we're really grateful for St. David himself. And in particular, he said just a little thing, but it's proved to be really influential in the history of the church.
So David said 3 things before he died. He said, be joyful, keep the faith, and do the little things. And when I came in here this morning, the one thing that made me completely joyful was this. Can I move the camera? Can I do this?
Yeah.
Can I move the camera? Right, this made me very joyful this morning. Can you see this down there? Can you see it? Can you see it? On the wall there, behind that great big rock, is a little tiny door. And obviously, clearly, someone lives in that little tiny space there. I don't know whether it's a mouse or whether it's some fairies or whatever it is. But what that made me joyful. And I think we spend a lot of time, don't we, worrying about things. We spend a lot of time thinking about what is going on in the world. And sometimes we've just got to find those little tiny things that make us joyful. And that door made me very joyful this morning. The other thing that David asked us to do was to keep the faith. And we all, everybody that's listening to Pembroke, to this radio show this morning, we all have different faiths and different understanding of what faith is. It might be that you believe in no greater power as such, but the power of a human. Or it might be that you believe in God, or it might be that you believe in science. It could be absolutely anything, but whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is you have faith in, I have faith in Jesus, and I like to share that faith with other people. And that's okay. So keep the faith. Tell people about your faith, whatever it is. And finally, do the little things. And I think this is really, really important during Lent. We are all about, in a world that can be quite selfish, we need to make sure that we're doing the little things to help other people. And so that would be my thoughts for you today. Be joyful, keep the faith, and do the little things.
And in particular, I'd like to throw in, just to finish, thank you to the listeners that have sent in messages.
Yeah.
Because you've done a little thing by saying thank you and by offering your gratitude. But all the people that are listening to the radios, though, who think, oh, yeah, you're saying thankful to me because I work in Willie Bush, or you're saying thankful to me because I've been helping out. It's really nice when somebody says thank you.
Yeah.
And Father Neil and I would like to say thank you, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Thank you to you guys for having us in.
Thank you to you guys for having us in. Thank you to the guys at Willie Bush and all of the hospitals in our local areas that are looking after people. Yeah. And thank you for your messages. Awesomeness.
Lovely. And thank you for giving up your time this morning, and on forthcoming Tuesday mornings as well, where we can get a little dose of what you've just given an example there as well. And if you want more than just a couple of minutes on a Tuesday, you can tune into Alive and Kicking every Sunday morning. What time is that again on a Sunday?
8 o'clock till 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
And you can catch up at purewestradio.com. Gina.
What? I'm just in that thoughtful moment about actually that little word of thank you can mean so much. It's huge. It might just be a small word, but it just means so much. So thank you both for joining us, and I can't wait till every Tuesday here, Grati-Tuesday on Pure West Radio. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you mentioned the daffodils there of St. David's. Well, we've got some Miley Cyrus and flowers on the way.
Nice.
It's just gone 9:20 here on Grati-Tuesday, the 28th of February.
Faces on mugs and quotes on